Hey guys, it's Denise. I am back with yet another video. I've been sitting here for 2 hours. 2 hours trying to get this fucking video up. Why am I like this? Why can I not just talk? Why are words so hard for me, guys? Why? Anyway, this video is going to be a update as well as what I'm currently reading. So let me get into this. So as far as update goes, the first two reasons are the main reason why I haven't recorded a video in the last 3.5 weeks. The first one is I haven't read much. And I knew that was going to happen in the month of October because in October I like to solely focus on 31 horror films, 31 days. If you follow me on Twitter, you guys know that's pretty much the only time I actually write up actual tweets on Twitter is during the month of October because that's the big challenge that I participate in on Twitter for the most part. Usually I fail. For the last 4 years I failed. Well, I didn't fail this year. I made that challenge my bitch this year. For the most part it's because I was off of work. But I watched 33 horror films and like a good 20 or so of them were done before the 15th of October. So I smashed it. I was watching 2 and 3 horror films a day. And some days I didn't watch anything. I watch YouTube or something like that. But when I did, I watched 2 or 3 horror films a day. And I really wasn't reading anything. Like I said, I was focused on horror films. I read 3 books. I actually read 2 books and 1 comic book. I didn't really care for either of the books. And I'll talk about that in my wrap up. But yeah, I didn't buy anything. So I had no bookish content. And, you know, life. Another thing is, if you follow me on Instagram or Snapchat, you've already saw this story. And it's the reason why I'm not in front of my bookshelves is because like 2.5 or so weeks ago, I saw a mouse run into my library. And, you know, if you know me, you know I don't like any crittery things. I don't like bugs. I run from butterflies. Don't judge me. Yes, my fat ass will run away if a butterfly lands on me. Yeah, I'm like that. So I don't want to sit on my floor and risk a mouse running behind my back or across my leg or past my feet. I would die. You guys should have saw me when the mouse ran through my hallway. I'm a good 15 feet from my hallway and yeah, maybe even more than 15 feet. And I was screaming bloody murder. I was watching a horror movie and I was probably screaming like Jason was killing me because that's how terrified I am. So it ran into my library and I just don't want to. So I plan on buying a tapestry and getting a tripod until I get my library set up to where I can have my cozy reading nook. It's only going to be for my bookish videos. But for now, I'm going to buy a $15 tapestry, a $12 tripod, and a $10 chair from Walmart, and I'm going to record. That's what I'm going to do for now on. So yeah, because I'm not sitting on that floor again. You guys don't understand how terrified I am. I haven't seen it since that day, but I'm still terrified as hell of it. I think that's it as far as updates goes. Oh, I'm back to work. So that's another thing. I'm just trying to get back in the groove of working. I've been off for 3 months. So there's that. I also did record a video in the last 3 weeks. I recorded not really a tag video or whatever. It's sort of like a challenge video with my buddy Lorena. You know that video that a lot of booktubers were doing back in like 2014, 2015, where you take a non-bookish person and they guess the synopsis of the book based off the title and the cover. We did that. But before we did that, we got tipsy off of wine on her channel because she has a YouTube channel. So I will link that video down below. And you guys will see her in my videos quite often because she's the only person who is willing to be in my YouTube videos. I've been trying for years to do like non-bookish challenges with my friends, like the Bean Boozled challenge. I wanted to do the spicy challenge. Also, she's going to do the 2-time spicy ramen challenge with me. I don't know if we're going to do it this week or next week. Just depend on my mood. Like this week we should have done it since we had a 3-day weekend. But I've been depressed because I tried to get a car and I couldn't get it because my credit card was maxed and because my credit card was over the limit, my credit score dropped. I'm about to cry again thinking about it. But yeah, anyway, I think that's pretty much it for updates. I really didn't want it to be 5 minutes long, but you guys know I had a lot of shit to talk about. So I'm going to show you the 2 books that I'm planning on reading. Well, one I've already started, and the other one is a book that I'm buddy reading with someone. And I'm giving myself an entire week to read these two because I am in the mood for holiday books, and neither of these are holiday books. One of them is gonna probably depress me. I don't know, hopefully it doesn't. I just hope it doesn't. But anyway, the first book is actually a reread, and that is Anna Dressed in Blood by Kendra Blake. I read this back in like 2012, 2013. I can't remember when I read this. I thoroughly enjoyed this when I read it, and the reason I decided to pick this up, I had no intentions on reading this, as well as the book I read last week. These were nowhere on my TBR, but when people in my book club kept asking for a good young adult, because my book club is a young adult book club for adult readers, and they kept asking for horror young adult books that we might have liked, and I kept saying Anna Dressed in Blood, that and The Merciless. I didn't really care for The Merciless that much. Not that it was awful, it's just that it felt like it was lacking something, and then I found out earlier this year that it's actually a whole fucking series, so I need to read the entire series. So I reread The Merciless last week. I started that in October, and I read one page of this in October. Hopefully I get this read in the next week or so. You guys will know if I talk about it in my wrap up. And if you guys don't know what Anna Dressed in Blood is about, like, it's a ghost story, a young adult ghost story. Kaz, he's a ghost hunter, and he travels across the United States hunting ghosts. And Anna is just like a ghost he has never come across. Like, he's come across some dangerous ghosts, but Anna is badass, and it's the reason why she's there. She's haunting this particular house. It's the reason for all of that, and you gotta read this just to know what that reason is. I'm not gonna give it away, but I'm hoping that I still enjoy it as much as I did when I first read it. So the next book is a book that's been on the New York Times bestseller list for months. I don't know if it's #1 again, but I'm sure it's still on the list somewhere. And anybody's been talking about it, everybody whose opinions on books that I love and trust have loved this book. My buddy posted this on Snapchat last month and said she was going to read it. I asked her to hold it off until this month to read it with me, and so she agreed to it. So we're buddy reading this. All of my Snapchat fam know that I've been ranting about this book, and I'm finally about to read it so I can have some actual input. And that is The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. I cannot wait. Cannot wait to read this. I've had this for months. I got this in a book swap. It was on my wish list. I put everything that I want on my wish list on Amazon because I'm always participating in book swaps. And I always feel bad because my wish list is filled with brand new books. And a lot of other people's wish lists are filled with books that have been out for years. So people are buying me like brand spanking new hardcover books, and I can find their books for like $3-4. So I'm gonna have to change up my wish list just a little bit because I feel bad. I really do feel bad sometimes. But I got this in a book swap months ago, and I just haven't been in the right headspace for this. And I'm already stressed, depressed, and anxiety ridden. I didn't want another book to take me further down that hole. So I haven't wanted to read this until recently. And so yeah, I will let you guys know my thoughts on this. I have no doubt that I'm going to love it. I am excited for the movie, but I'm a little annoyed because Hollywood and their colorism. I know that they could have probably got an actual darker brown skinned girl to play Stark, you know, because obviously she's fucking dark brown on the cover, and I'm sure she's dark brown in the book. I don't know. I haven't read the book, so I don't know yet. But, you know, Hollywood, yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to go into a long rant about that, and I really want this video to be under 10 minutes. So, yeah, guys, that is all for my updates and what I'm currently reading. Of course, don't spoil me if you've read The Hate You Give. Like, I've watched enough videos on it to know what I'm going to pull from this book. I know that without a doubt. I have no doubt that I'm going to love that book, but it's probably going to frustrate me quite a lot because of the shit that's going on in the book. Is the shit that we experience in real life. So yeah, that is pretty much it. I am so happy to finally be recording the video, guys. Like, I missed you guys so much, and I'm not promising it'll record as many videos as I did in September because that was a fluke, honey. Okay, and I'm gonna try to do at least once a week, 2 videos a month, something along those lines. Yeah, like I said, I got to get a good setup because I don't like this aesthetic right here. This is not aesthetically pleasing. I prefer when I talk about my books to be in my library, but we're not sitting on that floor. Probably do constant updates on Snapchat because that's what I do on Snapchat, or maybe on my Instagram, my Bookstagram. And a lot of you have started following me on my main Instagram. I don't really post many of my bookish things on there anymore. I post all of those on my Bookstagram. It's 2 separate things. So if you're following your Nappy Headed Bae, that is my main account. My Bookstagram account is Her Crowded Bookshelves. So just to clear that up, if you guys are like, you don't talk about books on your Instagram. I do. You're just on the wrong Instagram. Not that it's the wrong Instagram. I welcome all of you guys to follow your Nappy Headed Bae. That's my bae. That's my very first Instagram page. It was where my Bookstagram started. But yeah, I just wanted to have 2 separate pages because I can get a little political on my Your Nappy Headed Bae. I can get to talk about feminist rants, and then I was losing a lot of my beloved Bookstagram pages, and it was kind of hurting me. Yeah, I was sad that I was losing my Bookstagram pages because of my feminist and political rants. So if you can't handle that, stay away from my Your Nappy Headed Bae and just stick to Her Crowded Bookshelves. Of course, Her Crowded Bookshelves will be linked down below. So yeah, guys, still over 10 minutes, but what the hell ever, I got a video up, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.